Hey guys, welcome back to another video tutorial of Edufy India. So, if you haven't subscribed yet to our YouTube channel, then please go to the subscription button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And also, you can join us on Telegram, WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook for free PDF notes, videos, doubt sessions, quizzes, etc. So, in previous lectures, we have seen what is exactly the respiration, then what happens in respiration, then after that, we have seen different pathways regarding breakdown of glucose to produce energy, and after that, we have seen different modes of respiration in plants, terrestrial animals, and aquatic animals. Now, in this video lecture, we are going to see human respiratory system, that is what is exactly the process of respiration occurs in our body. See different parts of our respiratory system. So let us start. So first of all, nostrils, next nasal passage, then mouth cavity, then pharynx, larynx, trachea, which is also called as windpipe, rings of cartilage, lung, bronchi, bronchioles, diaphragm, and when we go through the bronchioles, we will get the structure called as alveoli. We have seen different parts of the human respiratory system like trachea, bronchi, bronchioles, and alveoli, but they are interconnected with each other. Now let us see how they are interconnected. So this trachea gets divided into multiple bronchi, and then subsequently these bronchi gets divided into multiple bronchioles, and finally these bronchioles gets terminated to the structure called as alveoli. Start with the process of respiration that occurs in our body. So let us start. When we breathe in, we lift our ribs and flatten our diaphragm, and chest cavity becomes larger. Because of this, there is empty space in our lungs to intake air into our body. So air gets in our body through nostrils, then it gets passed on through nasal passage, and then to trachea. There is presence of hairs and mucus in the nasal passage which filters the air before they come inside our lungs. Then air passes through trachea where rings of cartilage are present. These are strong string like structures which provide rigidity to the trachea and avoid air from collapsing within it. It also gives flexibility to the trachea. Now the air gets inside the lungs through bronchi and bronchioles, and finally into alveoli, where exact exchange of gases takes place, that is exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen. Now let us see what is happening in the alveoli. Now the air comes from the lungs containing oxygen, gets diffused simultaneously with the carbon dioxide which comes from different parts of the body through blood vessels. The diffusion takes place through surface of alveoli and blood vessels. Now all we know that when body size of animals is large, diffusion pressure alone cannot transfer oxygen to every part of the body. So respiratory pigments are present for it, which is called as hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is present in RBCs, that is red blood corpuscles in our blood. It has higher affinity to bind with oxygen. So oxygen is gets transported to the every part of the body by binding with hemoglobin. Now what about carbon dioxide? As carbon dioxide is more soluble in water, it can be transported in dissolved form in the blood vessels, and oxygen is transported through hemoglobin. Let us revise what we have seen recently. So first of all, air is taken inside the body by the nostrils. Then air passes through the nasal passage where air is get filtered by the thin hairs and mucus which lines the passage. Air passes through throat where rings of cartilage are present. These help to avoid air passage to collapse. Then air passes to the lungs. In the lungs, this passage starts dividing. It forms large branches called as bronchi and small branches bronchioles. Bronchioles terminate with the balloon-like structures called alveoli. Now this alveoli gives surface area for the exchange of gases, that is carbon dioxide and oxygen. The wall of alveoli contain blood vessels. When we breathe in, the blood brings carbon dioxide from rest of the body to fill in alveoli, and oxygen in the alveolar sac is absorbed by the blood in the blood vessels, and this blood containing oxygen is transported to every cell in the body. Now in this figure you can see that there is alveolus and capillary, and exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide takes place through the surface of alveolus and capillaries, and after diffusion takes place, the air containing oxygen is transported by binding with hemoglobin, which is present in red blood cells, to every part of the body, and carbon dioxide is transported to the alveolus from rest of the body in the form of dissolved form in the blood vessels. As we have seen, due to large size of organism, respiratory pigments called as hemoglobin take up oxygen from air in the lungs and transport it to every cell in the body. Hemoglobin has high affinity for oxygen and it is present in RBCs, that is red blood corpuscles. Next, carbon dioxide is highly soluble in water than oxygen, so it is transported in dissolved form in the blood. During the breathing cycle, the lungs always contain residual volume of air so that there is sufficient time for oxygen to be absorbed and carbon dioxide to be released. So, what is this residual volume? So, this residual volume is the amount of air that remains in person's lungs after they fully exhaling carbon dioxide from their body. So it protects our lungs from collapsing as there is some amount of air remained in our lungs for the proper functioning of the lungs and proper respiration to occur. So this residual volume is very important to keep on going our respiration process. So if the alveolar surface would spread out, it covers about 80 meter square of surface area. So now you can think that how much the alveolar surface, and it gives such big amount of surface area for the exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen in our body, and from which you can be able to understand that this is very important to keep on processing our respiration process and to give it a fast mode because of this. So you can now think that how much will be the surface area of our body. So it is very important to think about it. Now next is, if diffusion is present in our body, then it will take about 3 years to transport a molecule of oxygen from the lungs to our toes. So we should be happy that we have hemoglobin to transport oxygen to every part of our body. If you like my video lecture, then please follow us on these social platforms for free PDF notes, videos, doubt sessions, quizzes, etc. And the link of this is given in the description of this video. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel for more video lectures. Please don't forget to like, comments, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching this video and stay tuned for another video lecture on the same chapter, and please don't forget to subscribe to our video lecture. If you like it, then please go to the subscription button and subscribe to our YouTube channel.